Hello, everybody. I am doing a purely live or a purely random live stream. A lot of times I'll at least pick a video first, but I figured I'd just do it all, with everybody, or I'm just, going to do it live. So I'm going to pick a video or I'm going to find, I'm going to share my screen here and then I'm going to find a video and then, we'll go from there. I'm just going to go to the screen. If there's anybody in the chat by then what we can do is we can, if you want me to pick a particular one, just let me know, and I can, that's the fun of it being totally random. Is I have no idea what we're gonna talk about or anything like that. But a lot of this stuff it's fun when you can just kind of come at it randomly. Here, let's see what we got here. There we go. It's my normal. Hey, and Wolfos is here. Hey, hey, how we doing? And Star Song. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I figured we could. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's this? The Dark History of Oh My God. Oh, that's what I voted for. He did a poll where he asked, where he did a poll where he like asked if what you want me to cover, and I picked the dumbest one on purpose, and that was it. And it was the one that was most requested, and I was just like, of course, this was the one that was the most requested because these people are ridiculous.
Who use it don't even know what they're saying. It's just a party game. Japanese from Chinese.
I think they know what they're saying. Okay. I don't know if they, don't think that's accurate. All right, let's see here.
Companies to tech companies called OMG, to TV programs, Japanese textbooks, movies, superfoods, popcorn, songs,
or superfoods say OMG. Is that okay? I think that he's mixing up the what is it called, the growth hormone to whatever.
Oils, hamburgers, bagels, singing groups, emojis, fashion accessories, party games, to kids' dolls, you name it. Kids all latched on.
Kids dolls. How does he know it doesn't stand for like, oh my goodness? What if it's that? How does he know specifically? It's like, oh no, it's gotta be my thing and it's gotta be disrespecting my thing, even though, OMG, God. And it's funny too how they just like like they basically just own just the vague moniker of God. You know what I mean? Like it's just they get the whole thing, right? No matter who you are, they're always talking about the Jesus one, right? Jesus Christ.
MG. The irony is that most who use it don't even know what they're saying. It's just a phrase. It doesn't mean a thing. OMG is, of course, the shortened version.
Yeah. Wolfo said, I'm only on time because of how random. I'm only on time because of how random this stream is today. Yeah, and it is like literally purely random. I just finished a thing that I think I'm going to put up on Patreon. I'm kind of deciding between whether it should go on Patreon or put it up as just a regular video, but it was like a pre-recorded one. And so I was like, I got some time left. Let's we'll like hang out for a little bit. I don't know how long, but we'll see. But cool. I'm glad that you made it though. That's why I try to do it like later sometimes because you never. I always feel bad when people can't make it because I'm like doing it at 6 in the fucking morning for most people. I feel bad. Let's see here.
Of the exclamation, "Oh my God!" According to the National Churchill Museum, it originated in a 1917 letter from Lord Fisher to Winston Churchill. The Smithsonian Magazine gives a little more information about Lord Fisher and his letter to Winston Churchill. This jewel of a letter reveals the first usage of the now ubiquitous OMG. Dictionary.com.
Wait, he did the shorthand, or are they just saying that he said, oh my God, for the first fucking time? Look, that was the first time anybody ever said it, was this one letter. And then after that, just common phrase, everybody was saying it.
Says of the phrase, oh my God, has a long history, with a record of the oath, my God, dated to at least 1340. Blasphemy, according to the dictionary.
Oh, come on. You're totally doing this wrong, man. Doesn't anybody ever told you that it's like, if you're in your essay, you're like, Webster's dictionary defines blasphemy. Just stop right there. Don't do it. Okay. And it being like Google dictionary doesn't help either. All right. It's not the type of dictionary. It's that it's
is the act of insulting or showing contempt or lack of reverence for God.
I never will. It's shameful. It's dangerous. It's
what he said, for God damn's sake. Is that what he said? Or is it just God's sake?
Or showing contempt or lack of
I think it's
reverence
just for God's sake.
I never will. Shameful.
For God's sake. What the hell? Like, you can't even say for God's sake? Okay, Ray. I mean, can we, like, what are we allowed? Is there any, like, words that we are allowed to say? Like, you know, can you give me a list? It's probably just like 1 page long. Like, here's the phrases you're allowed to say. And it's just basically praise. It's just a piece of paper with praise the Lord on it. That's all you're allowed to say. Here you go.
It's dangerous. It's un-American.
There are some who say God is not his name, it's merely his title. But if I insult the governor of the state without mentioning his name, I just use the title governor, I'm insulting him.
But that's the thing. We're not giving a destination. Like, we're not saying which destination it is. He's saying if you're the governor of a particular state and you say the governor, and you're like, oh, then they know it's the ones in that state. But everybody has different gods, man, you know, and it's not like it's the god of the state. So everybody that's in that state is talking about the same God, man. No, and it's everybody has different God, like everybody has different beliefs. Even like Christians have different denominations that are different gods and different interpretations of different doctrines, different denominations. My God, it's so stupid.
As his person and his title are one and the same. To take the Lord's name in vain means to count it as worthless, but it goes much further. Romans 8.
Just the name, just to use the name in vain, regardless of what God you're talking about. Okay.
Verse 7 says, we've got a mind that's in a state of hostility towards God. And it even names what it is that offends us. It says we don't like God telling us morally what to do. So we're offended by God. In the same way, criminals are offended by the police.
No, the criminals that are offended by the police, is that how that goes? That's the problem. You know, we're just offended by the police, you know, when they're just doing their jobs properly. That's all it is. Yeah. No, man. Like, there's very specific reasons that we don't like the police, and it's not because they're just doing their jobs properly. Okay. Jesus, how fucking simple is this guy? My goodness. Here we go. Logan said, I just completed my yearly presentation to my program yesterday, so I'm sleeping in today. Oh, okay. Hey, no, that's all right. I get it. You know, hey, take all the time you need. You earned it. All right. Now that's really cool. It's like, got to take some time like that for yourself, right? It's there you go. See, do a sleep, Logan. Do a sleep. Go do a sleepy. Okay, go do a sleepy weepy, and get back with us when you come back. No, yeah, but seriously, enjoy it. You know, I wish I could sleep. I just don't. That's something I don't do anymore. Okay, that's not a, you know. Captive Death said, hey, what's up, man? Captive Death said, Ray blocks people if you don't use caps for God and Jesus. He is such a baby. No shit. Oh, he blocks you on like social media. Actually, he did. That might have been why he blocked me. Oh my goodness. That's so funny. Cause like, I feel like I only commented like once or twice, and I was fairly polite. I was critical of the religion, of course, but I was like, you know, every time that I'm, when I'm first starting out, on an apologist page, I try to like be, you know, somewhat like nice enough so that people will engage. I'm not trying to be, you know, so much so that, you know, offensive or whatever, that people will just automatically shut down and nobody will want to talk. The whole point is to have the conversation there on Ray's page. But no, he yeah, he blocked me like almost right away, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, what? I didn't even, what? I was like, I didn't even do anything yet. It's like, that's not fair. But, you know, I don't know. I think he might have just gone and looked at my page and like watched one or two of the videos on there, because like you know, like that's all I use Twitter for, basically. It's just this streams up there like right now. This is streaming on Twitter. And that's basically it. So, you know, I think he might have just gone back, watched one of the videos. It's like, oh, hell no. I mean, oh, heck no. This guy, oh, heavens no. I'm sorry. There we go. can't do the shorthand for hell. You got to do, the heavens now. Yeah, that's stupid.
They'll call them pigs. They'll even kill a police officer, not because of who he is, but because of what he stands for. And evidence that we hate God or the God of the Bible is that
Because he stands for what? Abusing people and getting away with it? Leading to the murder of people that were unarmed and then walking free, with zero accountability. That's that's the problem with cops, man. We don't have problem with just regular cops if they're not doing shit like that, dude. It's not like we just hate all cops. Like, just in general, we hate I hate the culture of cops because I think it breeds exactly those kinds of behaviors. But it's not just that they're the people that are enforcing the law that's the problem. It's the way they're doing it.
we use his name as a cuss word, and the name of Jesus Christ as a cuss word. Can you think of anyone in history whose name has been used as a cuss word other than Jesus?
No.
And he tells us why in John chapter 7, verse
It's like he doesn't understand. It's so funny. He thinks like God, us, people using God's name in vain or whatever, and then people not using like Hitler's name or whatever in vain. It's the same thing, and it's like the reason that people use God's name in vain, or like you say like God damn it, or like Jesus fucking Christ and shit like that, is because that he's the whole thing is that this magical being is the thing that's in control of everything, and it's like a tongue-in-cheek kind of like, God damn it, why did this happen? Like, what the fuck, God, man, what? Oh, I thought you were gonna be like, well, oh, all right, good one, buddy. That kind of thing. You're speaking to the void of whatever. Of course it's nothing, and most of us acknowledge that it is nothing, but it's just our way of like kind of saying fuck, to the nothing that is, guiding our destiny or whatever, just in a colloquial sense of the word or whatever,
verse 7 says this: the world hates me because I testify of its deeds that they're evil.
Again, OMG is a disregard for the honor of God.
But you just said it, man. You know what I should do? We should clip out him saying OMG and then just like keep just have it say, look, he's blaspheming. OMG. And just keep on clipping that out every so often, maybe make a TikTok of it and be like, look how blasphemous Ray Comfort is.
Its name. It's saying it's worthless. It doesn't mean a thing. The name of Jesus is used in this context with a popular
Oh, he
exclamation.
must have seen my other video. He actually got the other two this time. Still didn't get the weather right, and still doesn't have the zombies or anything, but at least he got the other two crosses this time.
Bejesus.
Although, now that I think about it, hold on.
It's saying
Hold
it's
on.
worthless. It doesn't mean a thing. The name of Jesus.
No, it's just as blasphemous. Actually, it's more blasphemous now. You know why? Because what did they resurrect? Huh? Did the thief on the cross resurrect? I don't think so. Blasphemy, Ray. You're blasphemous with this stock footage you got going on here, Ray. God, you're gonna burn in hell. And I love you, Ray. I really do. And I don't want you to go to hell, but you're going to hell because of this picture right here. God's mad. He hates you.
Jesus is used in this context with a popular exclamation, bejesus. Listen to the etymology. Alteration of by
Scared the bejesus out of me. Is that like really what the the etymology is? Alteration of by Jesus. Whoa. Scared the by Jesus out of me. I've never heard anybody say it in like other than that context, right? Have y'all ever heard anybody say but Jesus any other way?
Jesus, used as a mild oath
and runny poop, That's what I was thinking too. That was actually that's the common phrase that I use it for, is like, yeah, I had a bejesus today. Oh boy. Oh man. It was not fun. I feel dehydrated actually right now.
as a noun, you can see what it says. You scared the bejesus out of me. Such a
The bejesus. And it's he won't say it. Because poop is a bad word. You can't say poop. That's disrespectful. That's as bad as OMG.
context shows the utter disdain, the hatred that humanity has for its creator.
Also, I wouldn't use the exclamation geez.
Oh my good God. Can we say literally fucking anything? So now we can't say geez Louise and shit like that either? For fuck's sake, man. For God's sake. Jesus. This is ridiculous. I knew this was going to be silly. I didn't think it would be this silly this fast, you know? It's like ridiculous. All right, let's see here. Oh, Logan's here. What's up, Logan? Star Song said, I've made pasta from scratch. I could form it into oval grains. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Wait, you make the pasta from scratch? Okay, now I interesting. I didn't know. How do you do that? Like I can, I can make some sauce from scratch. You just smash up some tomatoes. You know what I'm saying? Like add some garlic and some paste, I'm sure, or something, and you got some sauce. But you make the pasta. I don't even know how that would work. Do you put it through like one of the machines that like Anyway, interesting. Homemade pasta is fun and super easy. Really? It's super easy. Jesus. I'm going to have to look up some YouTubes after this if it's as easy as y'all are saying, because that sounds like fun. Just saying,
Here's its etymology.
However, it goes much further back from that 1917 letter or from the 12th century. It goes way back 2,800 years to the book of Psalms, where it was part of the psalmist's sacred prayer and prophecy of the coming Messiah. And speaking of Jesus on the cross, it says, "Why are you so far from helping me?" And
I don't know. Because he's not there. That's why, so he never ends up doing much of anything. Because, that's how non-existent things are. Not much of a help, That's what I always say. Let's see. What is it? Carbonara with some thick hand-rolled noodles. Ooh, thick hand-rolled noodles there, huh? And if you want your noodle rolled hand with the thick, what? Why would it be? Hold on, let me rephrase that. If you want your thick noodle hand rolled, boom, that was it. There's the moneymaker right there. Go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brentley at checkout to get 50% off any one item, 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Just go to adamandeve.com and enter code word Brentley. It's BRENTLY at checkout. They have discreet packaging and they're a very progressive company, so you should support them. And you can support us by supporting them with that code. So go to adamandeve.com, enter that code, get your exclusive offer. All right, back to it. Let's see here. So, like looking at the comment, I'm just trying to think of how this could even work. But I mean, I guess it's just like is it like the grainy kind? Is it like that? I don't know. I'm just trying to even think how this would work. Is like make a dough and then make it real thin and then cut it into little strips. I don't know. How does it work? I'm so confused now. But I'm gonna have to. You don't have to explain it in here. That's a lot to type, I'm sure. But maybe a video. If you want to link a video of how to do it, that'd be cool. We can all learn something from that. I don't care what Ray thinks God says. I'm offended when folks like Ray tell me how to be moral based on his playing pretend. Yeah. I mean, that is sort of the thing, right? Like they sort of own the patent on all morality because it's based on their subjective interpretation of what they think their God wants. And then that's objective morality, which is so funny to me, as their argument that is, well, if there isn't objective morality, then if there isn't a God, then there's no objective morality, and that means that everything's just somebody's opinion. It's like that's just an appeal to emotion, right? Like you're just like, I would rather it not be somebody's opinion when somebody kills somebody that's bad. I would rather not be the case. And it's like, okay, but that doesn't change the fact that it is still somebody's opinion. That doesn't mean but it's not objective, unless you put it in objective terms. Anyway, I don't know why I'm going off on that. Jesus, what am I doing? But I just watched another one of those fucking Frank Turek things. That's why. So my mind's like out on that shit. Captive Death said, no, I don't like cum. And we're demonetized. Great. Thanks, man. Yeah, no, I get it. No, it's funny. It's a funny joke. The cum and the fart. And now I'm demonetized. fucking great. No, I'm just kidding. We're good. We're good. I'm not even monetized yet, so we're good. You don't have to worry about it. That's why there's no ads, no regular ads, just my con. Anyway, telling people what to do and think and say. Yeah, to and think. I'm glad you included the think because it's not like he just tells you like how to behave. He tells you how to think, you know. Oh, jeez. Want to be King Ray. Want to be King Ray. Jesus. Yeah, he's awful. He's just, my God, what an asshole. Logan said, what if you say he in lowercase? I know, right? What, right? I mean, what if it's little god? Like, what if I was saying, oh my Moloch god, with a little g, right? Oh my that god. Not yours, a different one, okay? It's not the governor of this state. That's not the state I'm talking. I'm just saying just a general, just governor in just the, in general, right? Just the title, Let's see. I was sent by he who is called I am. Yeah, that had to be a misprint, right? Like, I feel like that whole part was like something was messed up. There was lost in translation somewhere in there. Like, just, what's your name? And he's like, I am. He's like, yeah, keep going. That was it. That's all I heard was, what? All right, well, just write that down, I guess, then. Really, no name at all? He said, I am nothing. Didn't keep, there was no third letter, third word to that? No, okay. Write it down, whatever. I don't know. I'm sure something got lost here. Mix. Array of hatred. Wait, array of hatred in a religion of peace. Array of hatred. Like array of sunshine in a religion of peace. That's brilliant. I love it. Sorry, Ray. He, capital. That's right. God damn it. Well played. I know. Wolfos, puts it up there, right? Star Song said, my brother was security police in the Air Force. Huh. Oh, yeah. Security police in the Air Force. What is that? Is that like an MP kind of thing? Or it's different? Security police. I don't know. I don't know. Interesting. Captive Death said, when 10 bad cops stand around watching one bad cop, you have 11 bad cops. Thank you. Yes, that's a great way to say it. I like that. Because it's not necessarily the individual. They always want to put it to the individual, right? Because that gets them out of any kind of responsibility of having to do anything at all, anywhere. So what they do is they just, that's not the problem. It's not the individual. It's the culture that creates the individual and that systems that allow that kind of behavior to keep on happening. It's like if there's like, so for instance, if we're like in this, like let's say the school board, right? And you have somebody that's behaving in a way that harms other people, right? At the schools and everything like that. There are mechanisms in place within the school, the public school board, to take care of those problems. If anything like unsafe like that happens, we have mechanisms in place to be able to remove that person or go through whatever the steps to make sure that they get, that they get removed from that position or whatever it is. We take away the danger, as soon as we can tell that's what's happening. With police, it seems to not work that way. It's like the mechanism in place is to just say, whoops. Oh, well, I guess sometimes you got to shoot unarmed people because, whoops, like, and no, man, that's not the way anything works, so it's just or like, what was it? I think it was like Chris Rock, like he was like talking about pilots. He's like, some jobs you just can't be bad at, he's like, you can't have like even like 10% of pilots being like, like most 99% of all pilots like fly where you're going to get and they land and they get you there and everything. But that 1% of pilots is like, I just like flying in the mountains. You can't have that. Like certain jobs, you can't have that, and policing is one of those jobs, you can't have bad cops. It doesn't work. The whole thing is broken if that even is something that can happen. Like even the potential is the problem there, Let's see. Logan said, my parents would say, oh, geez. oh, geez. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Isn't there like a old character that used to do that? I don't know. Michael, hey, what's up? Michael said, "Morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well." Yeah, we're doing great. How are you doing? We're doing well. Yeah, so far so good. You know, so it's a day off, so I'm happy. You know. Logan said, "Wonder if Ray would count that as blasphemy." Ray counts fucking everything as blasphemy. You know, I don't. I could probably, I don't even know, but just like move my hands in a weird like this, and he'd be like, "That's a blasphemous gesture there." Yeah, I don't know why all of a sudden he's like from New York. I don't. Yeah, it's blasphemous gesture right there. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, you can't do anything with him, dude. Like he's just everything is offensive. Wolfo said, "Oh, for Linda's sake, for Linda, is that that's your mom's name?" It's kind of funny. Linda, wait, okay. This crap again. Linda is the label I was given for what? Linda is the label I was given for my mother. That was the label? You mean her name? Is that okay? Oh, because he was talking about the label. Oh, got it. Okay, never mind. Took me a second there with that. Okay. Y'all cut deep with some of these, you know. Cussing is not taking God's name in vain. Ray is a dum dum. I know what is the actual thing again? It's like it actually means something totally different, right? I can't remember who was talking about. I feel like it was Ember. Ember was talking about this the other day, and they were like, it doesn't have anything to do with like saying their name like that. Fuck, but I can't remember what they said it was actually about. Um, True, it may be offensive, but it's not cursing. Yeah, but what is it? Can't remember why though. Anyway, Star Song said, "I've heard it said." I've heard what I don't know. The cross is wearing a scarf. That's Jesus. Torture device. Not some clothing rack, you blasphemous whore. Yeah. Like, what is he just gonna do? Just leaving the sash on there, huh? It's disgusting. You know, decorating Jesus's torture device like that. That thing killed him. That thing killed your Lord and Savior, bucko. Okay, look, and you're just gonna decorate it like it's some good thing. It killed Jesus. You know, evil. It's blasphemous, Ray. You're going to hell, Ray. And I love you. Okay, I love you, Ray. But you're going to hell. You're going to hell, and you're going to be tortured for all eternity because you're not doing the religion right. So just and I love you. I love you, buddy. This is why that's exactly how I feel. Like they say it, you know, like I love you. Okay, I do, but you're going to hell unless you do everything that I tell you got to do. Okay, you're gonna go get tortured for all eternity. Okay, do the stuff that I want you to do right now. Do it. Do it. It's like, yeah, man. If we could do the same thing back at you. Let's see. Wolfo said, "Holy shit, stained burial cloth." It probably is pretty nasty. It's like all flowing and silky and everything in the video, but it's like covered in blood. There's like shit smeared on it. It's like got every kind of human fluid just smeared all over the sucker, you know. And if you want to play with human fluids all smeared all over a sucker or sucking something else, go to adamandeve.com. Enter code word Brentley, Brently, to get an exclusive offer. All right, just saying. You know. Let's see what we got here.
From the words of my groaning, oh my God, I cry in the daytime, but you do not hear. So why has this become part of modern culture?
What though? Because that was the Bible verse. Like, here's how you're supposed to use it. Okay, this is King David, the murderer, but he's using the words right when it comes to God.
Back in the 1960s, when America forsook God's moral law and gave itself to what was called the sexual revolution, it gave itself to moral darkness.
Yeah, nobody had ever done anything like that before. There was just no such thing really as sex before that. Like everybody just sort of figured it out. Everybody took a bunch of acid and they're like, we should do this like weird rub on each other thing until we like feel good, you know? And everybody's like, what is that even? And they're like, I don't know. The acid just made me think of doing it. It was crazy.
And so violation of those 10 commandments started to become commonplace. Lying, stealing, adultery, fornication, even murder. And
yeah, none of that stuff. It was brand new. All of that. All that just appeared in the 60s. Before that, in the 50s, like the Leave It to Beaver, nobody ever did anything like that. Okay. That wasn't even a twinkle in a unicorn's fart. Sure. Yeah.
Of course,
I don't
blasphemy.
know why
Because
that.
when God's law is forsaken, God no longer is a lawgiver in the eyes of this world. And so a nation loses its fear of God. But as Christians, we should tremble. That third
It's
commandment
funny,
says,
like they lose their fear of God and they get so mad about this because it's just like they won't just listen to me tell them what to do. That's what this really is. Like they've lost all respect for God. Like, no, man, we just aren't listening to you try to tell us what we have to do based on like complete and utter fucking nonsense, you know? And but he's like, that means that you hate God. It's because you don't fear God. It's like, no, man, I'm just not convinced that you're right about anything you're saying. Okay.
"You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain." Jesus warned.
What was the double negative there? Was that necessary? He will not hold them guiltless. He won't hold them guiltless. So he'll hold them to be guilty, or he'll just say they're guilty. Yeah, you could have just said that. You didn't have to do the whole like roundabout way to get there. That was kind of unnecessary.
Every idle word that a man speaks, he'll give an account thereof in the day of judgment.
Whoa.
How much more will they give an
The-
account of using God?
That's what judgment is. Lightning. It's lightning. That's what I always think when I see lightning. I'm like, that's God's judgment right there. It's kind of funny too because it's like you can kind of see like where like he's still literally thinking about things the way that they did like for like thousands of years ago. They like look into the sky. They know that one of their buds got like fried by lightning, at some point because he was by himself out in the middle of a field or some shit, you know. And they like that was God's judgment right there, And look, he's still using the same kind of, and of course, like Looney Tunes, we like kind of make fun of that type of shit, getting struck by lightning, but it's still got that same kind of connotation of like, oh, you're gonna get, that's God's punishment if you get struck by lightning, even though we have like a very like we know exactly why lightning strikes, when it strikes, how it strikes, and all these things has nothing to ever to do with the God, punishing anybody.
God's holy name as a cuss word.
Are you an atheist?
Yes,
Do you ever use the
Oh,
phrase
God.
OMG?
I used it. Yeah.
What does it mean?
Oh my God.
What's the history of OMG and what do you think it means and why would you say it?
Pretty sure it's just something that came about fairly recently. Like, oh my God. I guess it's to express high emotion, like whether it be joy or anger, frustration.
Are you saying, oh, my creator?
It's like, what? I don't. Who cares, man? Like people say all sorts of shit. That doesn't mean that they like believe it. Like I don't. It's the weirdest argument to be like, but atheists sometimes say, "Oh my God," so that must mean that they believe in an actual God. And it's like it's just like when I'm like, oh, please, please don't turn red. Please don't turn red. When I'm like driving, and there's a red light, and this motherfucker on Pasadena Avenue, it gets you, and then you're just stuck there for like a good fucking 35 minutes. I mean, I'm sure that's not accurate, but yeah. So almost every time, if it's like green and I'm like coming around the corner, I see that it's green. I'm like, oh my God, please stay green. Please stay green. Don't turn red. Don't turn red. I'm not praying to an actual God. Okay. I'm asking the light politely if he could do me a fucking solid and not stop me for the next half an hour. Okay. So I'm not late for work. That's all I'm asking. It's the light. It's the light that I'm talking to. We're buds. I feel like we understand each other sometimes. Sometimes, dude, just, I feel like he's doing it just to piss me off, especially when I'm already late, spilled coffee on my pants that morning. I had to change my pants. So I was running late. And then the light's just trying to play, he thinks it's a game. It's a fucking game now, stopping me like that. I'm like,
Oh my God.
Goddamn
How could you
fucking
say
light.
that as an atheist?
I think
My
that we
God.
say it because everybody else is saying it.
Where are you going with it?
I'm not.
She actually understands, like, yep, that's words. That's how words go. Yeah. Yeah, we use them because other people use them. And that's, we all tend to use the same phrases because, we use those phrases to communicate what we're thinking. And so it helps if we all use the same kind of.
Not aware.
Well, you have to face God. That's what the Bible says, whether you believe in him or not. and he's proved his existence to you through creation. The heavens declare the glory of God.
He's like, how do I go with this? Am I going to be polite or do I just what?
Every time you look at the sky, a sunset or a sunrise or the big puffy white clouds or the beautiful blue sky, you know in your heart God exists and he's given you a conscience so you know right from wrong. So Moses, how are you going to do on Judgment Day? Are you a good person morally?
No.
You mean you've broken the commandments?
Yeah.
How many lies have you told in your life?
Several.
Ever stolen something, even if it's small?
I have as a kid.
And you've used God's name in vain. That's called blasphemy. Using God's name as a cuss word.
He's
The
an
Bible says
atheist.
we're in a state of hostility.
Like I always like I don't understand why people are just on me like, yeah, but I don't care about any of that stuff, dude. I'm an atheist. I'm not convinced that the Bible fucking means, and it has talking animals in it, dude. And you reject like evolution, like actual demonstrative science, like you fucking reject, but you think that we should believe the book with the talking donkey that had a debate with the guy and won. You're not working with the, your foundation's off as far as, epistemologically speaking. You don't, you have trouble with fact versus fiction. Okay. So, I mean, like, I don't know why anybody doesn't, I think it's just because like naturally we're, we just want to get along. We want to be nice, and it make, people make it difficult because you're just like, I don't want to be mean to this person. And then I think the camera adds like a whole nother level to that. Like, I got to be polite because this is going to be on YouTube forever. And this fucking idiot has like millions of subscribers that, are going to be looking at this shit. So I don't know.
Towards God, and that's evidence. Would you use your mother's name as a
What
cuss
was
word?
evidence?
I wouldn't, but
No, because you respect her.
What?
You cuss
Why
word.
would you interrupt
The
him?
Bible says we're in a state of hostility towards God, and that's evidence. Would you use your mother's name as a cuss word?
That we're
I
in a
wouldn't,
hostile. Okay,
but-
so because we're not going to listen to him tell us how we need to live our lives, that means that we are in a state of hostility, that we know the God does exist, but we're in hostility with that God, and we're just rejecting the thing that we know exists. Like, come on, man. Are you fucking kidding me? We just don't believe the thing that you're saying, dude. Straight up. We're not mad at anything. We're just not convinced that you're correct about what what that God, whether it exists and what it wants and all these other things that you're just assuming everybody should accept. And, we're all polite.
No, because you respect her. But you don't respect the God that gave you your mother and gave you life because you've taken his holy name and used it to cuss. Appreciate your patience.
Oh, he's just like done because he's just like, oh my God, I'm not going to fucking,
With me, Moses. Jesus said, if you look at a woman and lust for her.
Oh my God, he's still talking. Like, is he going to let the man talk? That's the other thing too. He just doesn't even ever let you talk. He asks you like one question enough for you to then like answer quickly, and then he just railroads you with all this bullshit, like made up assumptions and shit. It's so fucking stupid. All right, here we go. What do we got? Let me see here. Is it this one? In my household growing up, forbidden words included fuck, shit, crap, and damn. Oh, yeah. Same. I mean, in my house growing up, it was all of them, basically. I couldn't even say, like shut up. You couldn't say shut up. They didn't like that. They didn't like crap. So yeah, you got that one, crap. Okay. Trying to think of what else. There was some other ones that were just like so dumb. Like, and now I can't think of what it was. Like, I think stupid was another one that we couldn't really say. It was just like anything. You couldn't say anything, And if it sounded sort of like a swearsies, then no, you're not allowed to say it. It's so stupid. Captain Death said Ray knows the Bible as well as he knows science. It's not at all. No. I mean, he knows his little version of it, right? I mean, he's got his little, stuff, right? Like, I think he knows like as much as like what his doctrine is all about. Just like any Christian, they know like certain parts of it. Now, if you asked him about like the Old Testament Bible verses about slavery and shit like that, like he'd probably not know as much about that type of stuff because the churches tend to skip over that sort of thing, right? But I used to know the New Testament really, really pretty well, actually. Old Testament was the one that got me. I didn't really know much about that because it was always said that we weren't, that we don't, that one doesn't matter. You know what I mean? The Old Testament, even though it's like literally the foundation of why we need Jesus and everything like that. Oh, it doesn't matter because, Jesus. right? So stupid. Logan said, throw some flour on the counter and add an egg and pasta. What? That's it? Wait, throw some flour on the counter and add an egg, and that equals pasta? That's it? You serious? Just flour and egg? That can't be right. It's got to be more to it than that. It can't be that simple. Those are just egg noodles, right? I don't know. Sounds off. There's something off about that, you know. I'm gonna have to. I'll look up the Season Liberally show and we'll see if you're right. Okay. Captive Death said, "Oh my God, in the Bible, really? Or in the Bible, Ray? uh, what? Your Bible is blasphemous. Better get rid of it. Block it. Block it. Block the whole Bible. Just block it. You know, block that asshole. He's a troll anyway. You know, out there like telling people to murder their kids with rocks if they talk back or get drunk. I mean, come on." That's a troll if I ever heard one. You know what I mean? Star Song said homemade pasta fresh cooked tastes much better than store bought. Really? Huh. I mean, I can imagine. That tends to be how it is. Like, have you ever had a ice cream, like homemade ice cream? That shit is wow, it's so good. The only thing that seems to come like sort of close to it was like my mom used to make homemade ice cream. It was so good. The only brand that seems to come close is the homemade. They're like labeled homemade kinds of Breyers. It's like the Breyers, like homemade vanilla and stuff like that. It gets close, but it's not. You know, it's not just to the actual degree that the actual homemade stuff is awesome. Michael said, I've made pasta several times before. It's pretty easy. I mean, it sounds like if it all is fucking like flour and eggs, like it's crazy to me. I just would have thought it had to be more than that, right? Let's see. Captain Death said, making pasts is easy. Rolling it thin takes practice. Because that would be that would be my question. Because that's why you kind of need that thing, right? The thing that's like the Play-Doh factory. You know what I'm saying? Like when you put it through the Play-Doh factory. I mean, I guess you could just get a Play-Doh factory, right? I mean, you could just put it through that. Just don't use it with Play-Doh because that would probably taste weird if you used it after that. You know what I mean? But Star Song said, "Does that make us pastafarians?" I think. No, actually, it doesn't. Pastafarians is just a belief system about the flying spaghetti monster, and it includes an entire belief system that is. I actually don't know. I have to look more into it, but it sounds fun, and I really like how they wear the little things on their head, and their IDs and everything. It's very silly, and I like it. I'm all about the silly, the sillier the better, of course. Let's see here. You're getting close to 1K, Punk. Oh yeah, I'm getting there. Almost. I'm almost to what? Right, like right now, I think I'm like edging up on 950, right? And it's like I'm gonna be monetized by the 5th of next month. That's when my thing releases, and so I can actually apply to be monetized. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But thanks, man. Yeah, almost 1K. We're getting there. Took a while, but it's okay. It's like I wasn't really trying until recently, you know what I mean? Like I didn't know what to do with any of this. And Javier of the Javi Lobby, he like helped me out. He was like, dude, you got good stuff. You just gotta like do it better. Because I was just sort of randomly putting shit out, not really paying attention, not following any of the rules, of YouTube and all that. And he kind of like helped me figure out how to get it, branded right and all that type of stuff. So it's cool. Yeah. But let's see. Michael said, do people who really believe that wait, hold on. Do people who really believe these words are bad actually have a job or anything? This is tame compared to what I deal with at work. I know, right? Holy shit. Like my everybody I work with, like it's like fucking, swearing all the fucking time. I'm in maintenance and shit. So it's like, is that blue collar type of mentality. A lot of right wingers too, by the way. Like, oh god, that's frustrating. kind of have to just be like, okay, sure, whatever, man. Can we not talk about like this year is going to be fucking fun, you know? Having at the top, that's why I hate election years. But anyway, back to what we're talking. But yeah, it's like I don't. They don't. They don't. I mean, do they not talk to humans? That's what I want to know. Like, what humans do they talk to? But the answer to that is only the ones that are in their little bubble, and a lot of them are so insulated. Like when I at my old church and everything, there were companies that people at the church, these hardcore fundamentalists, they owned like different companies, right? And so most of the church either worked at the church and that was like their full-time jobs. A lot of the people could work at the church and actually make a decent wages. And so they didn't have to live in reality at all. You know what I mean? But then not only that, but there's other people that worked in these businesses that were owned by people in the church that were extremely fundamentalist. So they didn't have to live in reality either. You know what I mean? So they had like their little insulated bubble, that you could just exist within. And it's just like, oh God, that's so sad. And that's exactly why like there's so like conservatism and like bigotry and all this hatred of the other is so prominent because they're just so isolated, on their own. They don't ever interact with anybody else that thinks even just the tiniest bit different from them, you know? It's really sad, man. You gotta fucking just get out, man. Go see the fucking world. It's cool, man. In other cultures, if you're not sitting there judging them and wagging your finger at them, they're just other people exactly like you, man. I'm sure they think your stuff's weird too. They probably think it's weird to eat an undead carpenter ghost that that you think lives inside of you. They probably think that's kind of silly, But it's just weird how that works. And it was, it's funny too, because like we went on a lot of missions trips, and that was like what was going through my head a lot of the times, was just like how, we're going there to like witness and spread the gospel and everything. But half the time they already had it there. And it was just like they just did our religion slightly differently. Like we went to Brazil. Who the fuck needs to witness for Christianity in fucking Brazil? Are you kidding me? Like that place has more Christians, I think, than this country, and we're out there like spreading the gospel, like why? What the fuck? They've already got it, bro. Like I'm almost sure that it's like basically enshrined in their fucking constitution or some shit, probably, right? That's how fucking ultra religious that place is. And yeah, anyway, it's so funny. But yeah. Let's see. Star Song said SPs are the Air Force equivalent to MPs. Oh, got it. Okay. So I was kind of right on that one. In the other branches. I didn't realize that. Okay, so military police is not ubiquitous. So Air Force has security police. Interesting. I didn't know that. In the other branches, it's split between law enforcement and security. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it always makes me think of that. I really like those Jack Reacher books, and he was military police, but he was Army, so it made sense, But that's cool. Let's see. Wolfo said the school board is part of that problem in our southern states. They lead with religion and bad politics from the right. They act like the children don't have access to more info than ever at home. Oh, you're talking like about so you're talking about like how they basically trying to indoctrinate, and they call anything that isn't right wing that isn't right wing indoctrination, they call that indoctrination. Like if you are teaching kids about not our religion, then you're indoctrinating them into not our religion, which is completely insane. That's not how indoctrination works. Like you can't indoctrinate somebody into like by giving them access to more information. You indoctrinate somebody by removing their access to information. That is what makes it indoctrination. So it frustrates the all, me to all fucking get out when people are sitting there acting like, like teachers acknowledging that gay people exist, especially when like some of the parents are going to be gay that have kids that are in that class or at that school or whatever. Like they do exist. And if the teacher acknowledges that, if a kid asks, hey, why does Tommy have two dads, And that teacher, they basically are trying, made it illegal in Florida for the teacher to say, oh, because sometimes men love men, and that's okay. That's why Tommy has two dads, because sometimes men love men, and that's okay. You're not even allowed. You can't even say that, basically, without risking a fucking felony. It's disgusting. And now they're trying to broaden it to like workplaces now too. The free state of Florida, right? Where it's all about freedom. Unless it's about, saying words that right wingers don't like, then it's, or acknowledging the existence of people that the right wingers don't want to see as people. Oh, well, then you're not free to do that. It's insane. But yeah, but you're free. That's it's a free state of Florida. Fucking go fuck yourself. Jesus Christ. But yeah. Captive Death said, false words, false prophets, false claims, and God's name except are taking God's name in vain. Oh, that's right. False words, false prophets, false claims in God's name. That's taking God's name in vain, right? It's not just saying God damn it, right? It's being Cat Kerr, right? Or Ray Comfort for that matter, right? Or Hank Kuhneman, that dude, the Kuhneman, he's a false prophet. So that's taking God's name in vain. And when you sit there and close your eyes and pretend to hear from God, that's God's name in vain right there. Boom. Okay. That's what it was. I knew it was something like that, but I couldn't remember exactly what it was. Let's see here. Logan said, gets me every time. Oh boy. I know. Yeah, gets me too, buddy. Oh. Star Song said the Bible talks about temples dedicated to sex. What? Really? What are these temples to which you speak? And are they still open today? Can we visit them? Because I feel like I could go do some worshiping, okay, at the foot of all sex. Oh yeah, yes, all of sex. Yes. Oh man. In fact, in your name, we honor you. Come over here, honey. We got to honor the sex gods. Let's do this. Hey, that's awesome. I mean, it's just, how like Christmas is like an excuse to celebrate, a sex god temple is an excuse to sex, right? I mean, and if you want to go to a sex temple and have even that much more fun, go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brentley at checkout. That's BRENTLY at checkout to get 50% off any one item, 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping in the whole order. Just go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brentley at checkout. The packaging is discreet, and they are an excellent company that they guarantee satisfaction. I personally endorse the product. Yeah, I'm sticking with saying that. Weird shit. But yeah, and the packaging is discreet, and it's all free packaging as long as you put in our code Brentley. So go do it, and then you can have all the fun at the sex temple that you could possibly handle, right?
You commit adultery with her in your heart. Have you ever looked at a woman with lust?
If you want to commit adultery with somebody in your heart or like in reality, just go to adamandeve.com, enter code word. Okay, I'm just kidding. Because we just
Yeah.
So here's a quick summation. Catalina, you've told me you're a lying, blasphemous, adulterous,
So it's a quick summation.
self-righteous. You're saying you're a good person when you're not. You're like the rest of us. And self-righteousness is a sin.
What the fuck? It's so weird too. Like, what is the point of being a good person then? You know what I mean? So you're saying that you're a good person when you're not, because really just everybody's a bad person. If everybody's a bad person, then good or bad becomes completely meaningless, right? It's almost like special. Everybody's like, oh, every kid's special. Well, if every kid's special, then no kids are fucking special, because that's categorically not what the word special means. You know what I mean? Like, and it's the same way with good and evil. Everybody is evil. If everybody's bad, there is no such thing as bad anymore then. You've removed that as a category because you're saying, God damn it. So fucking
If God
stupid.
judges you by those commandments on Judgment Day, do you think you'd be innocent or guilty?
Guilty.
Ever heard the Bible verse, the wages of sin is death?
No.
Saying that God is paying you in death for your sins. Like a judge who looks at a criminal who says,
he's paying you in death. It's crazy that the all-powerful, all-knowing, all-loving God of the universe could not figure out a better way to like, just not torture people, He's like, I don't know, I just have to torture everybody unless I torture murder myself. Okay. Loophole. Hello. What, man? What are you talking about? You're the one in charge,
Judge, I'm a good person, but he's
Stupid.
committed murder. The judge says, I'm going to show you how serious your crime is. I'm giving you the death sentence. This is your wages. This is what you've earned. And Catalina, sin is so serious to a holy God, he's given you the death sentence. You're on death row, and your death will be evidence to you that God is deadly serious about sin.
This is the most uncomfortable. You know what this reminds me of? I really like, there's this show, I'm sure none of you have ever heard of it. There's this like very obscure small YouTube show called The Majority Report with Sam Cedar, it's real small, obscure. It's, he's but he has like these multicolored panels in the back. Anyway, there's like a couple different hosts. There's this really smart lady named Emma, and there's this punker dude named Matt and Sam, and then you got this other dude that I don't know who he is, but he's the producer, and he's just back behind the camera, and you don't ever see him, but he talks all the fucking time, and when he's talking, the people whose face you're seeing are just like just respond. It's like, can you show the guy who like what? And he talks like half the time, So you're just looking at people listening to the magical voice of Oz or whatever, coming from behind the curtain or whatever the fuck, And I'm like, can you show the guy? Could just show him. Like, you're in charge of the cameras. Just show yourself, bro. Like, isn't that what you don't have a camera back there? Anyway, but so the pet peeve thing of mine. But that's what this feels like. We're just sitting here watching these people react to his voice, and it could not be less comfortable. Holy shit. I mean, this is like the time, like if this happens to almost anybody, it just reminds me of like Ray was just talking the other day about like on his other channel talking about how uncomfortable people are when they sing to you. Like if somebody comes up and it's like, oh, let me sing you a song, and la, 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 and like you have to sit there and be like, oh, fuck me. I am no, I am totally enjoying this. This is not awkward. No, I'm pleased with this exchange of human interaction. Oh God, my face? How do I look interested? Like, that's what's going. And he was talking about how uncomfortable that would be, and then he does this. I'm like, how fucking hypocritical are you, man? How do you not get that that's what you do that? And it's even worse, really, because you're sitting there calling people bad people to their face, while you film their fucking face. Jeez.
Does it concern you that if God gave you justice on Judgment Day, you'd end up in hell?
I think that if I end up wherever I end up, I deserved it.
Yeah, but that's not God's will.
What
He
is
provided a way for you to have everlasting.
if I end up wherever I end up, I guess I would have deserved it. That's where you're just like, and you can see these a lot of times. People's faces are like, what do I say to just get this guy out of this? Just get me out of this fucking conversation now. Like, yep, I totally am like your religion, however you want, whatever. I am exactly the type of religion you want me to be. Can I go now?
Life to be forgiven.
On the cross?
Yeah, on the cross.
Yeah.
Now, almost everybody knows that, but they don't know this. And Catalina, if you can get a grip of this, it's going to change everything for you. Don't let anything distract you.
Everything.
The 10 Commandments are called the moral law.
Oh my God. I know we hear this so often, so it's like I'm just kind of like, oh boy. Let me see here. Cain invented murder. Oh yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, there was only 3 people on the planet, right? And then and then he murdered one of them. And so then there was only like 2 or whatever. Well, folks said, you're not scared of my boogeyman. He's gonna get you if you don't worry the rest of your life. So, not convinced? I'll be smiling from happy. I'll be smiling from happy while you sad in pain forever. More hen. That's awesome. More hens, like the skeptic thing with Lisa the Raven. Anyway, yeah, that is awesome. And that is basically it. They're just like, why aren't you afraid of my thing? Why aren't you afraid of the stuff I want you to be afraid of? Like, why aren't you afraid of the things I'm afraid of? The things that I'm terrorized by that don't make any fucking sense, Like, why aren't you afraid of that? And we're just like, because it's nonsense. And he's like, You just want to sin. That's what you like being a bad person. That's what you are. If you actually wanted to be a good person, you'd be afraid of the thing I want you to be afraid of. Fuck, selfish. You believe you're a god. That's what that is. That's when they get really bad. When you're like, yeah, we're not convinced that your God's real. It's because you think you're a god. Really, man? I'm an atheist. I don't believe in gods. I definitely believe in myself. Therefore, could not possibly, believe that I'm a fucking god, you moron. Jesus Christ. Like, how fucking dumb.
And I broke the law. Jesus paid the fine. That's what happened on that cross. That's why he said
the fine. God damn. I'm so tired of his shtick. It's like these people's faces are just, wow. These poor people. I always feel bad for them. And I always wonder, I know I always have to say this, but it's really important. You have to wonder how many like people with mental health issues like chronic depression that this dude has gotten to hurt themselves and possibly even deleted themselves or whatever because of him getting them to internalize self-hatred, all so that he can sell them his stupid fucking brainwashed religion. But he's running around like actually getting people hurt. Doesn't even fucking realize it. Let's see here. Logan said, one dude gets hit by lightning while in a field on a Saturday. Boom. Sabbath explained. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Right? Shouldn't have been working. So he was working. He was trying to collect sticks for his family to make a fire, and then he got struck by lightning. No more making fires, dude. Like I don't know, go hungry on that day. Okay. That's because, clearly, Stu got electrocuted to death by God for trying to, make a fire. He can't work on Saturdays. That's what that is from now on. Like it reminds me of, there's like these birds. Damn it. I can't think of what it was like some experiment. If anybody's familiar with it, let me know. It's like a science experiment, right? And they would put the food in the into the bird cages at random, but the birds, they were like these dancey kind of birds, right? And it's and so the food would come out, and so then whatever the bird was doing when it came out, they began to think, it seemed anyway, based on the evidence, that the birds began to believe that whatever they were doing at that time, whatever dance they were doing, was what caused the food to come out. So then they would all start dancing and doing those same like dance moves, and and of course it was just random. Like the food was programmed by the whatever the machine to like just come out completely randomly. But all the birds would start dancing more and more and more because I think they believed that they were causing it, and that's the type of stuff that humans would do with this religious shit. Like one person, like we are just saying, like somebody gets struck by lightning, and then that's the Sabbath because clearly God struck them down for like trying to work on the Sabbath, and you know what I mean. And of course, the one wise man was probably the one going around. Well, I'll tell you exactly why you got struck by lightning. Okay, no, well, I know because me and the big guy, we're like this. Okay, we have an understanding in that I understand what he says, and you guys don't though. You got to listen to me. Okay, you got to listen to what I have to say about the magic being, okay, because I know him personally, and of course that leads to a lot of power for that individual, right? And then just it's old-timey thought, that's how like people used to think back in the day. It's just funny that we're still fucking doing this shit. It kind of shows like we're as awesome as humans can be, like with as far like as smart as humans can be, we can be equally stupid, and that's the kind of scary thing I think about with everything going on, especially this year where we're having the election, having like people talk to me, and I try not to talk about these kind of conversations, but I know it's going to start happening a lot more, so I'm not going to say who the people are that I'm talking about, but these political conversations are just driving me insane. Like the one dude was like, we were just talking about how things are difficult and all that, like money is tight right now and everything. And he's like, yeah, they're talking about the gas pump. And he's like, yeah, the gas pump, it's like so expensive, yada, yada. It actually has gone down. It was higher, I think, last year or whatever, and it's gone down. But, we're saying, he's like, yeah, you got to get out there and vote. got to get out there and vote. And then I was just like, yep, that is absolutely, you're absolutely right about that. But in his head, he's like, you got to vote for Trump because then the gas prices will come down, because he doesn't understand how, economics work, I guess, because that's not how anything works. The president isn't in, but either way, even if, let's say it was true, let's say that if I did vote for Trump and Trump became president and the gas prices went half, it got cut in half, wouldn't fucking matter to me, man. That's not that big of a deal to me. Okay. I don't give a shit. I give a shit about all of the the bullshit that he would be putting through that ends up hurting people. And I mean, he's creating like a fucking fascist army. He's already saying he's going to go after his political, his political opponents and everything. It's like get revenge and all this. Like, he's fucking dangerous. He's unhinged. He tried to steal an election. What the fuck? But gas prices though, gas price. Who cares? That he tried to steal an election and basically caused the Capitol to get overran by a bunch of fucking psycho conspiracy theorists. But the gas prices might be lower though. Go fuck yourself, you moron. What are you doing? Holy shit. It's anyway, sorry. Rant over. I hate politics, man. It's just it's frustrating with politics because it's like when you can see, and I think most of us that are skeptics, we see outside of what the actual stuff is, and we're just seeing what the manipulation tactics are, especially those of us that are apostates and stuff, because we're familiar with the manipulation tactics. We're familiar with people, using stuff to get us worked up, and then use that, use that energy to get us to do stuff or whatever, whether it's bigotry, conspiracy thought, religion, all these things are manipulation tactics, right? And politicians use that shit like crazy, and the right utilizes it the most. That's why all the people that believe in all that type of stuff are all on the right. So when people are talking about the border crisis and stuff like that, I'm just like, all I can see is that both the Democrats and the Republicans, they want to keep their system broken so that they can keep pointing to it and go, hey, here's why you should be on our side, and point to that. Hey, look, it's not working. That's because of the other guys or whatever. And they literally keep it broken, keeping these people, not getting the help that they need when we have plenty of money and resources that these people that they need right now, but no, it's that doesn't matter. The people, and their experience, what matters is the powerful people being able to use these people's, as political pawns to fuck around, to get people to vote for them and stay in power. Anyway, sorry. All right, now I'm done with the, but I'm sure we're going to be getting a lot more of this year, because fucking politics, man. I fucking hate it. But we got to vote against Trump. That's what that is. Let's see. Leaf be upon her. Yep, leaf be upon her. That's Lisa. Lisa the rainbow giraffe. Leaf be upon her. Or head. Look, it said, write that down. Write that down. Like the brothers write that down, that made the airplane. Send it to the future. That's what Huh. Oh, that's actually, yeah, you're right. That is what happens when you write things down. You're sending a message to the future, That is absolutely accurate. Captive Death said, oh my God, is in the Bible. Ray posted the verse. I know, right? It's just like the other guy the other night when he the Super Bowl one where he was talking about the lady doing the devil signs, right? And he's like, now you see her? She's doing a devil sign. Now this is evil. What she's doing is evil. She's doing evil things. I'm like, you're doing it right now, man. How is it okay when you do it? You're still inviting the devil into your fucking face, probably, right? Because you just did the stupid thing, right? That's the magic. It's stuck to you. It's too late now. You did it, So now the magic's all in your now you're possessed with fucking bunch of Super Bowl demons and shit, right? But it's just funny when they do this because it's only bad when other people do. They're like, no, I'm exposing the deeds of darkness. Okay, that's allowed. That's allowed. Jesus. Star Song said, I'm a fan of Gigi. What? Hold on. Gigi, the stream powered giraffe. Is that her name? Gigi? Oh, I think I might have to hit. Damn it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wrap up the stream, y'all. So my partner's back on. But if you want to go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brentley at checkout to get 50% off any one item, 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping in the whole order. Let's go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brentley at checkout. If you want to, you can go to, if you want to support the show in other ways, you can go to Patreon. And our Patreon is, if you go to patreon.com/punkapostate, you can become a member. And I'm trying to put up as much experimental type stuff as I can on there. A lot of good stuff. But if that's too much of a commitment, and it can be just $1 a month, not even kidding. And you get access to all of it. But if that's too much of a commitment, I get it. You want to just do a one-time thing, you just go to a Cash App. Our cash tag is Punkapostate. And yeah, you can donate. And I will read the little line. There's like a little line. I won't read your name. I will do the price and like what you write in the little line where you can fill in like what it's for. But hey, the main thing though is to stay logical, loving, skeptical, and compassionate. And the dog's barking like crazy. I can't think straight. I don't know what's going on anymore. I'm lost. But it's